Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to my channel, Mikey's Automotive. Hola, bienvenidos todos a mi canal, Mikey's Automotive. Здравствуйте, коктейли, добро пожаловать на мой канал. So today, you guys, we have a 2012 C-Class Mercedes-Benz. We have an issue where the steering lock is not working anymore, so we're going to go ahead and do a bypass and install ESL emulator that we got from Keyless. And we have everything set up, our GBOX. We're going to go ahead and also make a new key. And in the process, receive the password from the EIS. We have all our wires connected up. Okay, and we're also going to go ahead and save the EIS data so that we can pull all that up and go ahead and write the data onto the ESL. Okay, so this is a W207. Okay, you guys can see the number. Tenemos un 2012 Mercedes-Benz clase C, donde el bloqueo electrónico del volante lo está fallando y el carro ya no quiere encender. So vamos a hacer un bypass y vamos a instalar un emulador de Keyless. Vamos a recibir la contraseña del EIS y los datos, y vamos a escribir los datos al emulador de Keyless. Alright, you guys, so let's continue. Let's go to Mercedes-Benz. Vamos a ir a Mercedes-Benz. And we're first going to go ahead and read the data from the EIS that we have. So go to manual selection. Vamos a ir a selección manual. We're going to go to C. Vamos a ir a C. Vamos a ir a 2012. We're going to go to 2012. Y primero vamos a leer los datos del EIS. Y ahí lo vamos a guardar. Y lo vamos a usar al rato para escribir los datos al emulador. So we're going to go to Control Unit. Vamos a ir a Unidad de Control. Vamos a ir a Herramienta de EIS. We're going to go to EIS Tools. We're going to go ahead and read EIS Data. Vamos a leer los datos del EIS. We're going to go through IR, infrared. Vamos a ir a infrarrojo. Vamos a ir por banca. We're going to go on bench, GBOX. We're going to go ahead and look at the wiring diagram. Vamos a mirar el diagrama primero, W207, it's W207, and there's a diagram right there. There's our G-Box. We need to have DC 12 volts. Vamos a tener 12 voltajes al G-Box para que le dé corriente. Y vamos a conectar todos nuestros cables. Tenemos nuestra herramienta de diagnóstico conectado a nuestro G-Box. Vamos a conectar los 12 volts. We're going to connect our 12 volt supply to our G-Box. So you guys can see it's green now. Pueden ver que ya está la luz encendida. We have everything connected to our EIS. We have our diagnostic tool to our GBOX. Okay, and then we have connected to our tablet, and we're ready to read the data from the EIS. We're going to go back. Vamos a ir para atrás. We're going to go to W207. Vamos a ir a W207. It's just telling us to make sure we have everything connected. We're going to press OK. Nomás lo está diciendo que aseguremos que tenemos todo conectado. Vamos a oprimir OK. It's telling us to also connect the programmer. Lo está diciendo que también conectemos la programadora. So let's go ahead and connect that. Do that now. Vamos a conectar eso ahorita. So we have our programmer connected. We're going to press OK. Ya tenemos nuestra programadora conectamos. Oprimir OK. Y va a empezar a leer todos los datos del EIS y vamos a guardar esos datos en la tableta, ok, para usarlos al rato, para abrir los datos y escribirlos al emulador. So you guys, all the data that we're going to read from the EIS, we're going to save it onto a file, and later on we're going to use it to open up and write the data onto the emulator that we're going to install on the vehicle. Okay, so the steering lock goes bad on the vehicle. It doesn't let you start the vehicle. It just tells you to take your key out the ignition. Take your key out the ignition. Does it start? Sometimes people think that it's the key that lost the programming or broke, but it's just a steering lock, and you gotta kind of tell when it's that issue. So we succeeded in reading the EIS information, and we're gonna press OK. We're gonna save it. So ya leímos todos los datos, toda la información del EIS, y lo vamos a oprimir OK. Vamos a guardar todo. So you guys can see here's all our data from your EIS. We're going to press OK, and like I said, we're going to save it. Solo vamos a oprimir sí para guardar todos nuestros datos. Nomás recuérdense el nombre y todo del VIN y donde se guardó para rato abrir la información. So you guys, let's go ahead and go back. We're going to go ahead and read we're going to make a new key. for the EIS, and during that process we're going to read the password. Remember to write it down because we're going to need it later on. Vamos a hacer una llave nueva. En ese proceso vamos a guardar la contraseña que vamos a usar más a rato cuando vamos a escribir la información al electrónico bloqueo del volante. So vamos a ir a unidad de control. We're going to go to control unit. We're going to go to all case loss. Vamos a ir a todas llaves perdidas. Alright, you guys, we're going to go ahead and look at the diagram first. Make sure that everything's the same. The only difference is the little gray wire on it. So we're just going to have to put the little gray wire from when we're reading the data. When you're reading the data, it doesn't include the T5 wire on there. So just make sure you connect your T5 wire on there. So vamos a conectar el alambre gris, que es el T5, que es la única diferencia de cuando estás leyendo los datos a cuando estás leyendo la contraseña para hacer una llave nueva. So we already saw our wiring diagram. We're going to press OK to start the process of reading and extracting the password from the EIS. Ok, so ya vamos a comenzar con el proceso. Vamos a injertar la llave nueva dentro de la programadora. We're going to put in a new blank key inside the program. We're going to press OK. Vamos a oprimir OK. Right now it's communicating with the new key. It's making sure it's a brand new key, and then it's going to start the process of reading the password from the EIS. Ok, so ahorita está comunicándose con la llave nueva y luego vamos a empezar el proceso. Está diciendo si tenemos contraseña. No, we don't have a key password. We're going to enter the password calculation process right now. Vamos a empezar el proceso de la calculación de la contraseña del EIS. Tenemos nuestro infrarrojo, simulador infrarrojo conectado a nuestro EIS. We have our IR simulator connected to EIS. We're going to begin our password calculation. Make sure that you guys have solid Wi-Fi or hotspot, anything. Make sure that your internet is really good, or else it's going to stop, it's going to fail, and it's not going to read the password. Also, the server might be busy, so it was going to tell you, to try again, and it might take longer than expected. So asegúrense que estén en línea, que estén buen conectados, tengan su Wi-Fi bien, su hotspot, lo que sea internet, pero que esté bien la conexión, o si no va a fallar y no va a leer nada de los datos de la información del EIS. Alright guys, so earlier I was kind of showing you guys how to diagnose the issue with the ESL. Now every time you put your key inside the ignition, you should hear your ESL activate, okay, and open the lock so that you're able to move your steering lock. So if you don't hear that happening every time you're putting your key into the EIS, then most definitely it's going to be your steering lock. So for this vehicle, I got really, really lucky because the electric steering lock actually stayed open and not in a closed position. So if it's in a closed position, you guys will have to remove the whole steering column and drill out that steering lock so you can go ahead and open it. So there it is, you guys. There's our password. Ahí está nuestra contraseña. And it took us only like 2 to 3 minutes to retrieve it. Nomás nos tomó de 2 a 3 minutos para recibir nuestra contraseña. We're going to press OK. Alright, you guys, so now it's going to go ahead and generate a file. After it's done generating the file, it's going to write the key, and then we can go ahead and test the key, make sure that it works. Ya que la programadora tiene la contraseña, ya puede generar los datos para la llave, escribir la llave y podemos calar la llave, asegurarnos que ya está programada para empezar a poner todo para atrás en nuestro vehículo. Alright, you guys, so there's our new key. It's inserted into our programmer, into our XP400 Pro. We're going to press OK. Now it's going to start writing the key, like I mentioned. Ahorita ya tenemos nuestra llave nueva en la programadora. Está escribiendo la llave. Alright, guys, so after we wrote our key data onto our key, we're going to go ahead and test it out. We're going to go ahead and take the new key, put it into the EIS, put it in and out 2 or 3 times. Make sure that you see the red indicator light go off. If the red indicator light stays on, that means that the key wasn't successfully programmed. So the indicator light should go on for 1 second and turn off, indicating that the key has been programmed to the vehicle. So ahorita vamos a calar la llave que ya está escrita. Y fíjense, la luz está roja, se tiene que prender y apagar. So métela como unas 2 o 3 veces adentro y para afuera. Se tiene que prender por 1 segundo y apagar. Como pueden ver, ahí ya se apagó. You guys can see that it turned off. So we successfully programmed our key to our EIS. Como pueden ver, ya programamos nuestra llave a nuestro EIS. Nuestra lucecita roja nos dio la indicación que ya está programada la llave. Alright, you guys, so we can go ahead and write our data, okay, into our emulator. Ya podemos escribir los datos, okay, a nuestro emulador. So we're going to go to ESL Tools. Vamos a ir a herramienta de ESL, okay, del electrónico bloqueo de volante. Vamos a mirar el diagrama primero. Vamos a elegir nuestro tipo de EIS, W207. We're going to go to our type, our EIS type, which is a W207. W207, and it's going to show us what we need to connect our DB15 adapter to our emulator. Okay, really simple, you guys. It just has 3 wires to our emulator. It has our ground, it has a 12 volt, and it has our K-line wire, which is the green wire. You guys see the red light? That means that it has power. Okay, I have my K-line to my green wire. Okay, my red to my power, and then my black to my ground. Okay, son 3 alambres que van conectados al adaptador de W15. Como pueden ver, es el rojo de corriente, el negro de tierra y el verde que va conectado a la línea acá. Okay, so vamos a comenzar. So let's continue, guys. W207 has GBOX been used? Yes. Sí, porque estamos usando el GBOX2. Vamos a escribir datos a ESL. We're going to go to write ESL data. And we're going to write the data that we extracted from our EIS. Los datos que guardamos del EIS la primera vez. All right, you guys, so let me take you through the process. Right now, it's reading the data on the emulator. And it's going to go ahead and write the data that we're going to open from our EIS that we saved onto our programmer. We're going to write that data back onto our emulator. When you're writing the data back onto the emulator using the GBOX with the DB15 adapter, you do not need to have the EIS connected with the emulator, okay? You just need to connect your DB15 to your emulator and you should be good, okay? Cuando vas a escribir datos o leer datos del módulo de electrónico de bloqueo del volante, no ocupas tener conectado el EIS, que nomás ocupas el adaptador DB15 y el emulador. All right, you guys can see there's our data from our emulator that it read. Ahí están nuestros datos de nuestro emulador que leó. Now we're going to go ahead and open our first EIS data that we saved. We're going to open that bin and we're going to write it onto our ESL emulator. So ahorita estamos buscando nuestros datos que guardamos nuestro EIS y los vamos a abrir y escribirlo a nuestro emulador. Alright, you guys, so here's our EIS data bin file. We're going to go ahead and select it. It's going to load the file right now. Ahorita ya seleccionamos nuestros datos de EIS que hallamos. Ok, los vamos a abrir y ahorita los va a escribir al emulador de bloqueo. Alright, you guys, so it's loading files, telling us to wait for a little bit. You should see a little green light flicker on the emulator stating that it has been programmed. Here's our new ESL data. Aquí están nuestros nuevos datos. Alright, guys, so we're going to enter our key password that we extracted from our EIS while we were programming our key. Vamos a poner nuestra contraseña de nuestra llave. Como pueden ver ahí, está arriba. Alright, guys, so you guys see that bottom EIS number that was automatically updated when we open our EIS data. It automatically input that number for us. Now it's writing the ESL data. You guys see the green light. It's gonna go on and go off. That means that our ESL data has been written. Como pueden ver, la luz verde se prendió y se apagó. Quiere decir que nuestros datos de nuestro emulador de bloqueo ya se han escrito. Alright, now that we have written our emulator data, our new ESL emulator data, we're going to go ahead and connect our emulator into the steering lock plug. It's a little blue one, okay? Ya que tenemos nuestros datos escritos en el emulador, vamos a ir a conectarlo en la ploga de bloqueo de manejo. Alright, you guys, so here is the difficult part. So the ground is going to go to where pin 1 needs to be at. The power is going to go where pin 2 needs to be at. And then the green wire is going to go to where pin 3 needs to be at, okay? You guys can see that there's a number actually written where each pin goes connected to. Cada lado tiene su número. So el negro va a ir al número 1. El rojo, que es la corriente, va a ir al número 2. Y el verde ya va a ir conectado al número 3. So ya tenemos todo conectado. Vamos a tratar de prender nuestro carro. Asegurarnos que prenda muy bien. Alright, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and start our car up. So like I mentioned to you guys, if your ESL lock is not open, you guys are going to have to bring down the steering column, drill it, and reverse the gear. Now, I was lucky that my electric steering lock was open, okay? So here goes nothing. First try. Okay, one more time. And bam. There it is, you guys. Check it out. Success. Como pueden ver, ya sirvió, ya programamos nuestro emulador, ya prende nuestro carro, ya está todo bien. Vamos a ponerle tape, pegarlo muy bien. Gracias a todos. Si te gustó este video, dale un like, suscríbete a mi canal. No se olviden de convertirse a miembros. Thank you guys. If you like this video, make sure you guys hit like, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to join our members club for priority commenting and free giveaway. Till next time, you guys, take care.